and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. Hi, Chris Van Vliet. Hi, Dave Meltzer. Hi, Conman. Hi, Wheezy Blonde. We just broke the fourth wall. Is this thing still on? Ho-ho! We're heating up. Sancho, how you doing?
Of course you would start the podcast like that. You know what? There's a lot more pressing things to talk about than John Cena remixing CM Punk's biggest hits bar for bar, all right? As this, he turned in his CM Punk's paper and put his name on it.
Oh, please. So what? Now that's fine. Listen, a lot of people are saying that they don't like it because it was the same thing. Oh, so what? Now all of a sudden we don't like Amish Paradise simply because it's a parody, simply because it's just playing off of Gangster's Paradise. Now all of a sudden we can't love White and Nerdy simply because Chameleonaires Riding Dirty exists. We can like parodies. We can enjoy homages. All right. That's what it was.
Amish Paradise is better. Or twice. Dude,
I genuinely love that song because I grew up in a town with so many Amish people. So I saw that entire life. I see it and I'm like, oh man, they really do sell quilts at discount price.
Isn't it wild how, when they get that moment where they could go out in the public for a while, for a little bit, and they have to come back? That's crazy living, man. But you know what's crazy, sir?
Tell me.
I have a bone to pick with you, brother. Bonesaw has 5 minutes of playtime, 3 minutes.
I got 3 whole minutes.
Minutes of playtime with you, Santi. Yeah. I saw you post about Karrion Cross. Yeah, yippee! He gets an appeal. Oh, I'm so happy as a Karrion Cross.
We lose viewers when you do your stupid voice.
Don't care. That's you on your little IG reactions, TikTok reactions. Oh my God, Karrion Cross. Yeah, let's go, Karrion. When the people know, the real Wrestling is Cool fans know, you were never, ever on this Karrion Cross, and now all of a sudden you're on board, and all of a sudden, guess who all of a sudden posts their reaction on their page? Karrion Cross posts your reaction on his page because he thinks, oh my God, Santi's been with me since day one. 4 letters, 1 word. Hell no, okay? I don't think so,
yeah,
sir.
That really went far. You really, great promo, just completely butchered it there at the end. All right, Kalisto, good job. Well done. Listen up, all right? The Intercontinental. Listen, Karrion Cross, the real puppet master. Maybe it's Santi's app playing the algorithm, but listen up, you toxic ass wrestling gatekeeper fan. I'm sorry that you literally is what you're being. Literally to a T.
I asked you, do you want to be on this train?
Literally
You're like, no.
a T.
Because I am off.
But why? But why can you only enjoy things when you've been there when they were bad? Why can't people change their minds? What? Oh my God. No. Dad's speaking now. All right. Daddy is here. Daddy is talking. All right. So what? We're just supposed to accept bad booking, bad TV, bad matches, bad storytelling. There's a reason why people didn't give a damn about Karrion Cross. I was right. It wasn't good until it was good. And then you support it. And then you get behind it. Why do I have to support things that are bad simply because they might eventually become good? Oh my God, Sancho, what a novel concept. People changing their opinions when the quality of the product gets better. Oh my God, what a revolutionary idea I just presented to you. Does that even compute in your stupid little brain? Oh, Shanti didn't like Karrion Cross when Karrion Cross went bad, so now Shanti's a poser. No, Sancho, it's called I'm a rational human being with a functioning frontal lobe that understands when things are good, and now I can actually support them. And that, Sancho, is how you actually cut a promo without going,
No. First off, Santi, I was always trying to explain to you there is good in Karrion Cross, despite his bad booking, despite the bad position he was in. My job was trying to convince you, no, dude, give Karrion a shot. There's an idea there. We just got to give him time. And you're like, no, he's done.
But then guess what? I give him a chance. I get on board, and now all of a sudden, you're just jealous that he posted me. Just say it. Just come out and say it, you jealous bitch. You're just jealous.
And then I gave you the opportunity at the end of the saga. By the way, if you're new to the show, this has been a long saga. I said, hey, come on board, brother. This is your chance to come back
playing
in.
the violin for you, buddy. You're just mad that I'm getting all the flowers for the labor you put in. You're just mad. You're just mad. I'm getting all the daisies. I'm getting all the sunflowers.
I'm part of the show, and your big ass face is the
no
whole
thumbnail for you. No thumbnail for you.
Great.
None. You know what? Another week because of this little spat we just had. You're not on the thumbnail. We had you big, beautiful, bold neon lines in this week's thumbnail. Now removed.
Drop shadow? Drop shadow?
No, worse. I'm gonna use Mr. Beast's new AI system to remove you.
Oh no.
I'm gonna do two of my faces. I'm gonna put two of my faces on this thumbnail.
You're gonna put yourself with glasses and no glasses. That's good. Oh, that's good. I kind of like that. You're gonna be the grande Americano, like, okay, maybe I am you. And by the way, you know what else started off bad and got pretty good? Sancho Mania did, brother. All right. We were dead in the water. All right. No one wanted me on this podcast. Everyone was like, bring us the other guy. Bring back God, man. And here I am. Lo and behold, now I'm on a PLE, baby. I'm in the main stage. All right. Sancho Mania is running wild.
Don't worry, y'all. We'll bury him soon enough. We'll find a way. Well, folks,
the LA Knight push win soon.
Welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. Of course, you could be getting this podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else over on patreon.com/SantiZab. Not only will you get the podcast 3 days early, you will also get our Night of Champions prediction early. You will also get our Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, which are exclusive to Patreon, and our 5 weekly Match Club watch-alongs that you get to vote for that are exclusive to Patreon, and Sancho's Ride Back in Review, my John Cena Championship victories and losses ranked series, and the already completed series of every Undertaker WrestleMania match ranked, as well as every Royal Rumble match ranked. There is, Sancho, I don't know, I think there's over 500 hours of content with how much time we've asked Patreon to give us more hours. I think we're over 500 hours of overall content for your viewing pleasures available on Patreon. So please do consider it. Do go check it out. $5 not only gets you in the door, but gets you the whole shebang in terms of content. There are no tiers that block content. The only thing is, if you want to be a $15 Patreon member, you are a producer, you do get your name read out at the end of the show. You do get access to our community Discord, and you get to partake in movie nights. And oh my God, man, the last movie night, the one we just did this Friday, Nacho Libre, my first time watching it, brother, I think that might be a top 10 movie of all time for me. That was genuinely hysterical. I loved that movie. Oh, all of the reaches that come with being a champion, all of the lotions and all the creams. So good. Such a good movie.
Where's your robe, Ignacio? It got a little stinky. These are my recreational clothes.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. Shout out to Ramses, man, doing the job for Nacho.
He oiled up, dude. Why can't you? Ramsey's oiled up,
dude. He didn't just oil up; he bathed in oil. That was a lot of oil. You got a real baby oiled up.
Oil. Why can't you, Santi? By the way, I hurt my hand a second ago. I don't know. Before I hit my hand right here in the corner of this desk. I don't have ice on it.
Spoken like a true LA Knight fan, you little bitch boy hands up. LA Knight doesn't get a push. My hand hurts. Oh my God, get over it. You think anyone here is sympathizing with you with your little hurt hand? Good Lord, man. You have somehow in the first 9 minutes of this episode managed to be the most insufferable version of Sancho. LA Knight glasses, Karrion Cross gatekeeping, my hand hurts. Mwah.
I'm like, you're Sami Zayn, brother. Look at me.
Look you see this? Do you see this head? It hurts.
I'm always underappreciated. I'm always the underdog, but I keep on coming here every day, clocking in because I am Sami Zayn.
And I spoke to Adam Pearce.
Dude, you know what needs to happen is the WWE needs to, I know the GMs are a thing and they're great, but Adam Pearce gets a lot of credit for things he doesn't do. Just gonna say it.
That's true.
It's easy to make matches when people are mad at each other and be like, oh, sure.
And then there's Nick Aldis. Oh, please be mad at each other. Please, please start something.
Nick Aldis waiting in Gorilla. You know what? We're gonna have a match. Gentlemen, ladies.
Well, you know what? We already kind of talked about it at length here. Let's just knock out the rest of that topic. The Karrion Cross Night of Champions match has been officially confirmed. We already talked a little bit about this in the prediction, so if you want a little bit more detail on that, certainly go watch it. I don't want to like sit here and predict it. I do want to reiterate a point that I made in that predictions video, which is that it's time to put up or shut up for Karrion Cross, right? He's gotten opportunities before, matches, feuds, plenty of them, and none of them have really stuck. Combination of poor matches or uninteresting plot points, and just generally fans haven't gotten behind Karrion Cross matches and storylines. Now that the fans are behind Karrion Cross, WWE had no intention of using Karrion Cross, but they got so behind him that it almost kind of like forced their hand. All right, let's use Karrion Cross. But now that, as you said in our predictions video, we got him to the dance, that's all we can do. Now Karrion Cross needs to deliver the match of his life, whether it's like an amazing in-ring match, amazing storytelling. Like, he cannot go out there and just have another Bobby Lashley versus and the Pride type of feud. He can't go out there and Uncle Howdy stink it up again, right? This has to be the best performance of Karrion Cross's career, because we kept saying, right, just give him a chance. But to give somebody a chance means giving somebody the chance to succeed or fail, right? Give him the chance to sink or swim. He needs to swim. You know, he needs to turn into a beautiful dolphin, Amazonian pink dolphin. Those are real, by the way. You can Google them. I think we've talked about Amazonian pink dolphins. He needs to absolutely steal the show. Like, there's no mediocrity. There's no room for, he'll get him next time. He needs to have an amazing performance to justify how much of the backing of the fans that he has. Because if he goes out there and stinks up the joint, Pandora's box opened, magic gone.
It reminds me of, for the people that watch the NFL, a third stringer quarterback at the final preseason game. Like, this is it. I know you don't have all the things in your corner, right? He's going up against Sami Zayn in Saudi in the Night of Champions on a PLE that is surrounded by bigger storylines. And so I definitely see this maybe as the opener of the night to definitely get us going, to get that big pop for Sami Zayn in a crowd that we're unsure of. Are they on board with the Karrion Cross movement? You know, do they see the same potential as we saw Karrion Cross? We don't know that. I mean, we've seen that a lot of foreign crowds could amplify a person or all of a sudden go for like a Bayley, right? All of a sudden they love Bayley. They do have their favorites over there. It worked really well for LA Knight. Does it happen for Karrion Cross? It needs to happen for Karrion Cross, but it's just much more than that. It's, for me, it's beyond like the booking and things like that. It's just Karrion Cross needs to feel like he just is in the same picture, like he is in the same league as a Sami Zayn. Because I think it's really unfair to have Sami Zayn as his first feud, because Sami Zayn is the golden boy, right? He's that guy that could withstand a lot of finishers. He's that guy that has that Bushido, that resiliency, that he could just out of nowhere hit you with a haluva kick and pin you. And that haluva kick is mad strong. No one really kicks out of one and done, right? No one does it. For Karrion to be successful, and I said this in the prediction just to keep it simple here, is that whatever they execute, it needs to be as clear and precise as possible so that everyone knows that it was intentional. And everyone needs to understand that if he loses, it was his choice to lose, a la the way he did with AJ Styles. Even that small gesture, putting his hands behind the back to take the phenomenal forearm, did wonders for Karrion Cross on the internet for all the internet detectives. But here, on the casual level, for television, it needs to be as clear as day, because he has no more lifelines left. There is not another person that he could turn that could have an impact, right? Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn is a solid piece to turn into a heel again, because Sami Zayn is involved in bigger storylines. So it's a moment of truth, and I am fearful for Karrion, but I have my faith that he will be able to produce. The question is, would the audience pick up on what he performs? And if it doesn't work, does the WWE have a little bit more patience for him? I don't know.
I almost, to a degree, don't blame WWE for lacking patience, because it's not as if they didn't try with him. right? Like, I feel like as much as we want them to push Karrion Cross, it's not for lack of trying before. It's for lack of trying now. Absolutely, when people actually want to see Karrion Cross, but they tried with Karrion and it didn't work for the most part. I know you've always been a believer. There's something there that there is finally here. But again, I want to reiterate, it's not for lack of trying from WWE's point, like standpoint. You know, they've done Karrion Cross enough of a service where he got TV time. He was appearing on weekly TV and it just didn't land. Now it's interesting because it doesn't feel like we're ramping up Karrion Cross. It's like, hey, Karrion, fire. All right. You're not walking through coals, buddy. You're swimming through lava. That's how it is with Karrion. And I get where you're coming from, where it does feel a little bit unfair in that regard, but it's not that unfair because we're talking about a guy that got opportunities before.
I understand. And I think just to go back to the point, because like we mentioned, I am watching right back in review. Okay.
It's still hilarious to me.
It is a fun ride to go down because I call the jobber era, where he had literally 4 PLEs, squash matches, handicap matches with jobbers, right? And in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm not asking for Karrion Cross to go up against jobbers and squash matches, but the traditional way to rebuild a character is to give him wins, to give him some screen time on a Raw, to give him some dubs against lower card talent. They did that at main event. Sure, he's been winning on main event, but that's like, it's not canon when it comes to actual Monday Night Raw. So that is a great point you build up. It's like he went from 0 to now he's like at 90%. He needs to go now because he's against Sami Zayn on a PLE in his second home country of of that area with Sami Zayn. So there's a lot at stake here out of nowhere instantly. Because naturally, Santi, we would have gone from Logan Paul in situation with AJ to AJ and Karrion, and we would have been on board with that, because then if AJ beats Karrion, like, okay, we're still building up Karrion Cross as someone who could meddle in with people's business. But because that did not happen, and then the pipe bomb on the podcast happened, pod bomb that happened. Now we're expecting results, and the WWE is expecting results. And the question is the fans of Karrion Cross, the ones that are late joiners like yourself, are they going to be patient with him and be like, oh, see, I knew all along. You see, he's been given this. He's been given affection, bothering the authors of pain, went up against the Wyatt Six, and now he's nothing. This is a waste of time. Not saying that's you. You know what I mean? You know, when sometimes
you're totally saying that's me.
No. You know, sometimes your significant others go like, oh, you know, yeah, why don't I do this?
Why did you turn me into Sylvester Stallone?
I'm just saying, Santi, that's not you. I'm just saying there's people out there that will easily discard Karrion Cross. It's like they invested in him in a stock and they're going to turn him.
But listen, like I don't want to be unsympathetic of those people either, because like I said, he got his opportunities. This isn't the place for Karrion to build up something. It just isn't. This is the place for Karrion to show out. It is. I'm sticking with that sentiment. Like, this cannot be bad. This has to be good. And if it under delivers and then the fans go, oh well, you know, maybe this isn't what we were expecting. Is it perhaps premature? Sure, it can be. But it's also the position that he's in. Like, it's just the reality of the situation.
Is this a safe place?
What?
Is this a safe place, sir?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Karrion Cross should break Sami's arm.
Okay.
Lose. Show how vile and how strong he can be, because the man could break a bat. Mm-hmm. We've seen it. Break Sami's arm. Give Sami a break. Let Sami cool off for a bit.
He already got his break.
Give him
Kevin
a long
Owens.
break.
Another break? Dude, he missed WrestleMania for his last break.
Give him a break. They let Karrion come in. That's what I'm telling you. That's a problem with it being Sami Zayn. What if it was someone lower on the card? What if it was a Tozawa?
Doesn't matter, Sancho. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. This is where we're at. There's no point in wondering what could have been if it was something else. This is the reality of the situation. It is.
So what's the goal here? Turn Sami? Is that the goal for Karrion?
I think the goal here is I think a win it would be wild. I don't see it.
No,
I don't see it. But I could see a potential where Karrion forces Sami to win in a nefarious way. And that could be interesting.
Or he tries to make Sami win in a nefarious way. Sami doesn't take advantage.
And then Karrion
wins. Karrion goes, see?
Same note.
I told you.
Hits the same note. And I like both of them. I like both of them. I like both of them. But look, Sancho, we can't complain that it's Sami. It's something, right? We literally are beggars can't be choosers. if they gave him Goldberg at Night of Champions, we'd have to be like, all right, this is what we're cooking with. This is what we've got. Beggars can't be choosers. And he could do a lot worse than Sami Zayn. A lot worse in that he could get nothing.
Can I quickly talk about Gunther and Goldberg real quick?
Sure, yeah.
From Gunther's promo. I've tweeted this out, but what a bizarre way to turn Gunther face. Well, everybody would cheered every single thing that Gunther said. It's not 1990 anymore. It is now. And I predicted everything he was going to say. He's the ring general, and I am now, and you are the past. So fascinating, right? Gunther cuts a promo. He's like, I don't care if it's your family there. I can't wait to let them witness this. Cannot wait to do this to you in your backyard in Atlanta. So many great things. And then people cheered. They were cheering for Gunther. They're like, yes, brother, destroy Goldberg. He is the 58-year-old man. This has no place here. Bizarre. And it's like as if everything that WWE was hoping for backfired, right? It'd be different if it was a different heel, but you cannot put Gunther out there because we're going to love Gunther over any legend you put out there, right? Besides a Stone Cold. Because it's Goldberg versus Gunther, Goldberg has no chance to be a face here. And then they did that 30-minute or supposed promo with Michael Cole, and Goldberg gives his reason why, like, because he just said he liked Bret Hart in your face and kind of like pie face you, so to speak, and then you're mad, you want a match, and that's going to be your retirement match too. Make it make sense, Santi.
I can make it make sense. He said in his interview, he's just like, I still had my retirement match waiting, and Gunther with him disrespecting me and my family and my friends in my hometown. And then he
said, why not? He said, why not? I mean, does he sounds like a pirate? Gunther. Goldberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are watching the epitome of an internet keyboard warrior. I dare you to say that to Goldberg's face. He would eat you piece by piece, limb by limb. That is the scariest 58-year-old of all time. If Goldberg, dude, that is enough motivation. What do you want? What do you want out of this? This is just getting rid of the Goldberg ever-looming shadow. I don't think there's a better way to just do it for the sake of doing it. Just get it done. Get this over with. And if his motivation is, me hurt my feelings, fine. Let's just get it done.
Jesus, what's wrong with you today? You're so violent. I'm simply saying that in terms of face versus heel, Gunther's the face here.
Of course, because no one wants Goldberg to win. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this at all.
It's gonna backfire.
But it backfire in what sense? I guess I'm curious.
It's going to backfire because Gunther doesn't get any heel heat from it at all. So it doesn't, like, if there was a hot water, cold water for Gunther, we want him to be hot as a heel. He's going to get cold as a heel, right?
But
he's going to turn into a face. The saving grace of this entire thing is to neuralize us, a la Men in Black style, is Seth Rollins cash in. But that ain't going to happen because he's already teased that he's going for John Cena and CM Punk. So
I love the way he holds it. I really do. I like the way he holds it like that.
It looks like a kid wants more snacks in his lunch
Look, even though I agree with you. I don't think this is going to give Gunther heat in terms of making him this dastardly heel. But even though there's a 58-year-old man that he's going to destroy, it's still Goldberg. So beating Goldberg, neutralizing Goldberg, the list is very few and far between. Like, it's not a very long list of the people that have actually beaten Goldberg. So adding Gunther to that list, again, in 2025, 58-year-old man, isn't anywhere near as impressive, but adding him to that list adds, if anything, to the resume of Gunther being the scary heel, the big monster of the World Heavyweight Championship.
I know that, but my thing is like the way the WWE is presenting this is not. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that Goldberg has to defend himself why he was chosen. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Goldberg says like, I went
Luckily,
173-0, right?
This is something you don't have to buy. It's Saturday night's main event. It's free.
I did. Look, the
Dude,
thing is,
let's just get this over with. Let's just get it over
I understand.
with.
I understand.
Get it out of our system. Get Goldberg out of here.
Not get it out of the system. I want to sit here until July 12th, brother.
That's true. Apparently, he's scheduled for like every Raw too.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to get it out of my system, Night of Champions, perfect. Perfect.
Dude, it would have benefited from being a Night of Champions, considering it's a show that only has 2 championship matches on it.
What else is Gunther going to tell Goldberg that we haven't heard in years? What else is Goldberg going to tell Gunther? They laid it all out for us. There's nothing else you could escalate this entire program. The only way you could escalate it is if Gunther gets his hand on Goldberg's kid, which you already said could hold his own. But you know how they go. If you're not a wrestler, one chop to you, you're completely, your HP went completely down. So that's the thing about this is they started this a little too early in the feud to build up to sell tickets for Saturday main event. If they start as after Night of Champions, let's say if Goldberg had Gunther had a mini feud, a transitional feud to get him to Goldberg, fine.
Yeah.
Like have Goldberg come out at Night of Champions, and then we go, oh my God, this is happening.
But that's 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks. It's a bad scheduling.
That's all it needs. That's all it needs. Okay. Just again, I will say this, and I said this so many times: Goldberg saving somebody would have done wonders for this feud versus Goldberg being upset that someone said you suck in his face, because that's what I'm getting, and he justified it. That's what he said. He's like, you can't have anyone disrespect me, Gar. He
did not sound like a character from One Piece.
He sounds like a pirate sometimes. And
hey, shout out to Pirate Steve of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Goldberg, you are a beast. You are a champion, and I know you want to retire. But brother, you stuck your nose in the wrong time. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. The people are. You could hear it.
Yeah,
you could hear it. It's the same thing as when Hogan got booed. Like, and then Hogan's like not acknowledging that he got booed because we don't like Hogan himself.
Oh, Jimmy, Goldberg, you got a lot of heat up there, Jimmy.
Goldberg, you're getting booed because you're inserting yourself in the wrong time and place. Because we were on the Jey Uso Yeet train, man, and we were vibing out, partying every weekend, fiending it out every time we had an opportunity. But now we know the reason why you're here is because you need a title match, and you sacrificed Jey Uso, and Jey Uso has yet to recover from it.
I'm pumped for Goldberg versus Gunther.
You're an agent of chaos, Santi. You want the world to burn. That's what you want, dude. You want to see Goldberg win, and you want to cackle and laugh and be like, ha, 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 ha. Click, 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 click. Views go up.
Oh, buddy, the views. Yum, 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 yum. If Goldberg were to win.
You're going to go like, I told you, Gunther is a fake champion. Fake champion. I always said it.
Good stuff. I can't wait for Goldberg's championship run. I hope it lasts until WrestleMania. Did you hear that there's apparently on the table 2 WrestleManias in 2026?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Great question. I don't freaking know. So I think the best way to, I guess, break it down would be to first down. 2 WrestleManias, 1 in Saudi, 1 in USA. So it's apparently off the back of WWE and Saudi Arabia's partnership. Saudi Arabia wanting WrestleMania in 2026, even though WrestleMania 2026 is already in Las Vegas. So I think what's being thrown around right now, the hoopla, is something like what they did in 2018, the Royal Rumble, and then 3 months later, the greatest Royal Rumble. So we might be looking at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, and then, I don't know, 6 months later, the greatest WrestleMania out of Saudi Arabia, or WrestleMania XL, giant WrestleMania, super uber awesome WrestleMania. But we might be looking at 2 WrestleManias in 2026, dude.
WrestleMania. Saudis edition. Huh?
Maybe they can do like a Lion King, 1.5 type of thing. WrestleMania 42.5. Hey, Fiend.
But what is it gonna be? Like Naughty Dog remastering The Last of Us
for the 17th time for your Samsung fridge? Nobody wants 2 WrestleManias. Just come up with something new, and then when you want to
tried with Crown Jewel, that's their WrestleMania,
I guess. But like, you're getting the Rumble. What, like, dude? Like, if you want Mania, just get Mania. Just bid for Mania and get yourself that yearly Mania. You're gonna have to pay out the ass, but like, get it.
It sounds like to me the WWE doesn't want to have the Soul Mania in the Saudi Arabia because they know that's. I don't know, maybe PR for them doesn't seem like it works for them. I mean, it'd be hard. Look, bottom line, Santi, is
viewership would be damaged, by the way.
Right.
Viewership because of the time zones.
It's global, right? We cannot argue this point anymore. It's gone global. It's global more so every day, considering that WWE is doing PLEs now everywhere. They're doing now the major PLEs around the world. So the American audience has to understand that it's more global more than ever. And eventually, big PLEs will go overseas, and we're going to be the ones waking up at 2, 3 in the morning to watch a WrestleMania, all right? And all the other people from around the world, they've been doing it forever. They've been doing it since the beginning of time, and it's going to be our turn soon, okay? I hate to break it to you, man. There's the way the road is going down because eventually American cities are not going to have the ability to bid up with the Saudi Arabian government. It is what it is. Already, tourism is going down in America. Already there's issues with tourists coming to America, and there's a lot of concerns even for the World Cup in Los Angeles that's going to be happening soon.
A lot of things going on that as a Latino, I'd be nervous for an event in Los Angeles right now.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to travel for that.
There's a lot of outside factors that may force the hand to go elsewhere. The issue is you cannot have 2 WrestleManias in one because one would be the lesser.
100%.
Like, it doesn't matter, if, like, say something weird happens in the American WrestleMania, be like, oh, I guess they're saving X, Y, and Z for the Saudi WrestleMania. That's what you don't want. You don't want something to be diluted down. I agree with you. Either create a whole new, like, bonanza, big mega event that is like a one-time only, or move the entire thing to the Saudi Arabia.
You know what we got to do? Give Saudi Arabia Starrcade. Give them that brand.
Ooh, I like that.
And be like, hey, this has legacy. This has history. This was once one of the biggest shows in all of professional wrestling. You guys take this name and let's make it as big as WrestleMania if you want, right? But it's Starrcade. It's not WrestleMania.
I like it. Starrcade was cool, dude. It's a sick name.
Sick name. I agree. It's weird that they don't use that name, right? They for NXT
use it for house shows.
There's the odd like Starrcade house shows, but like for NXT they have Great American Bash. They use Halloween Havoc. They use a bunch of these WCW legacy names, and yet don't use Starrcade. I think that's interesting to me. Interesting. Point that out. I'll throw that out there. But yeah, 2 WrestleManias, man. Hey man, it's just more wrestling.
Would it be 2 nights each?
I mean, I imagine, right? Like if I'm the Saudi city that is bidding for this, Riyadh or whatever it might be. What's the other city? It's Riyadh and it's something else. I can't remember.
Well, because I know, like, Saudi Arabia is getting more active in tourism ventures, not only in the WWE but in esports. I mean, right now, esports has World Cup in Riyadh. Like they get all the major casters and all the big games that go over there, and they have a big tournament
Jeddah
every year. Yeah, Jeddah. So they have like those big tournaments over there. So I think the cool thing though is that they are doing it right, where they're not making the wrestlers fly over there immediately after like a Friday SmackDown in States. I like that they're having one there, because it seems to work out. Like, it warms up the crowd a little bit, gets them going, you get a sense of the vibe that we're going to have, and it's really good. And I will say this, And as time goes on, the Saudis crowd has gotten better. Like they are rivaling, they're getting up there close to French crowds, man. They're up there. Like it's amazing to see the growth, and not only the growth of the crowd there, but the growth of women's wrestling over there is insane. Now that we're gonna get Raquel and Rhea there, that's gonna be dope, dude. And not only that, the SmackDown card featuring Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. There's so many good things happen for women's wrestling considering where we started a long time ago, wrestling in t-shirts, brother.
Yeah. No, like I would agree. The improvement of the Saudi crowd makes these shows a lot better. But you know, to answer your question, if you want me to take it seriously, it has to be 2 nights. It has to be 2 nights. You can't have one of the WrestleManias be only one night and then the other one be 2 nights. Like it's clear that the 2-night one is the WrestleMania. I don't know if this is going to be a problem every year or if this is going to be a problem just in 2026, but we'll see. It's not confirmed. These are all just like things that are circulating the conversation, the bee's nest.
The only thing that I hope that gets kind of put to rest when it comes to Saudi crowd is their want for big names only, because I think that has affected this Night of Champions for King of the Ring. Of course they want Randy versus Cody. Why wouldn't you, right? You could have had Sami versus Cody, but for some reason there's still that, I think maybe, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, there's that notion like they want big names. They want the legacy legend names. And I think that's a ghost they need to shake off because it happened with the Brothers of Destruction versus DX, like the Super Showdowns. Since those were the days that this started, and of course, like Taker and Goldberg, there's so much bad taste and memories in my mind about the Saudi shows because it was always these legacy legends and names coming for a paycheck. I hope they get to establish, like, make a big splash, a big surprise. Don't just put over the big name Cody Rhodes of the world. Give me a surprise hit. It could start with Karrion Cross beating Sami Zayn. That's what I mean. Like, ooh, an unexpected result at a Saudi show. I would like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's move on to something that built up towards the Saudi show. CM Punk and John Cena, the John Cena pipe bomb. You made a video breaking down the pipe bomb. So I gonna hear your opinions on it as somebody that did a little bit more research into the things that were said and maybe connected some dots that other people haven't been able to connect. What were your overall thoughts on the John Cena pipe bomb? Because I know generally they were quite positive.
Yes, I absolutely loved it. It is on my YouTube channel, Sanchowest Wrestling. You want to check it out. Thank you for the support of the people that did watch it. Essentially, I think this was John Cena's best performance as a wrestler in a long time. I think from my criticisms of John Cena in the past, especially when his latest runs where he was too ham-fisted, too cheesy, too corny. He would play to the guy like a million rows back, not even the guy in the house. He would also would be a little over the top as a heel as well. Like he just felt like a cartoon character. This one was a return to what he could typically do in Peacemaker on the HBO series show, where he has the ability to be vulnerable and be dangerous at the same time, to be chaotic and to be in control. These were the great things that you could see. The tension and the pull and tug inside of John Cena's body was done so well. And in that video, I break down the performance, Santi, more so than what was said. The good things that was said, of course, was a bar for bar, kind of a remix of it. But I pointed out this factor, Santi, was that in the world of the WWE universe, in kayfabe speaking terms, of course, John Cena would know that bar for bar because he was in that moment. He was a part of that play. There was CM Punk on the ramp, the John Cena on the table, and John Cena's biggest nemesis cutting that promo for 7 minutes while he's passed out on the table or, you know, sitting there uncomfortably. That moment, no doubt, haunted John Cena for the rest of his career. If you really think about it, probably gets asked about it a lot. What was it like being there for the pipe bomb? Was that planned? Was this part of the show? This, and that. And of course, he would bring it back in the moment when it matters the most, when he's going up against CM Punk once again, to cut a promo right to his face. Another thing that I found very successful in that promo is that he was able to put CM Punk in a box. And that's what makes John Cena's strength so well, is that he's able to find that one slice of you to kind of boil you down to the simplest terms and cut that down instantly. He cut down CM Punk so easy by saying that he has a 5 moves of doom on the microphone, right? 5 moves on the microphone. Insane. And that his only fame came from 7 minutes 14 years ago. Banger of lines, right? Like big time haymaker blows that connected really, really well. And the other thing I want to point out is besides the nuanced performance of that, he goes from jealousy to anger to sadness and all these kinds of things, is that CM Punk played his part. He played along. He laid there and said, lay it in thick, brother. Go ahead. Say whatever you want. Because if you look at the other side of Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, which would be a great point to kind of reference to, is that Charlotte wasn't going to play ball with Tiffany, whatever what she said. And CM Punk did, because CM Punk understands how important it is to build up John Cena. And now John Cena is a mega heel in the States, but I like what John Cena told CM Punk, like, brother, you're going to face a lot of noise out there in Saudi Arabia, and you're not ready for that. They love me over there, basically. It was the subcontents of that, or the subtext of that. You are going to be hated over there. You're going to walk into another, like, lion's den over there in the Saudi crowd.
You think so? You think that'll happen?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, because of the things that CM Punk said, right?
Yeah.
CM Punk said that he doesn't want to work in Saudi, right? And I don't think the Saudi crowd is going to forget that. And it's John Cena's last appearance in that part of the world.
By default, I'm confident that Cena will get loved. My curiosity was, do we think it's that the Punk is going to get booed?
Mayhaps,
me lord.
Mayhaps, me the Lord. So all that was really done well. Now, for the people saying, like, is it better than CM Punk's? No. CM Punk's was a rebellious act that, yes, it was planned. They gave him that microphone, but when CM Punk dipped into Vince McMahon, dipped into Triple H, dipped into Stephanie, that's when it went off the rails, and that's when they booted him off the stage, essentially. Did John Cena do that? No. John Cena didn't get that far, but he did call CM Punk Mr. TKO, which I thought was a banger of a line. And he points out what a lot of us, or a lot of the internet diehard CM Punk fans have been saying on the Reddits and Squared Circle and things like that, that this is a corporate Punk, that this is not their Punk, that Punk comes out here, he's shilling for the WWE, he's gunning on the Tadum for Netflix, he's wearing the suit wherever he's around, and he's just the mascot for the WWE. He's not that same guy that even in AEW, right, that had an edge to him. This guy is not that CM Punk. So I'm hoping at the end of the day that John Cena's job is to get that back from CM Punk, get that edge back for him. And that's going to be a great kind of like launch pad into Seth Rollins, because I think that's what's next for CM Punk. But overall, that promo was solid, man. It's a masterclass in performance too, as an actor, and there's a lot of nuance that I will admit that you need to watch the YouTube video, not only to help me out, but there's too much to go into. The video is like 17 minutes long, and I play the promo and things of that sort. So really good, dude. And I'm not one of those guys that's like, hey, I wish we started here from the beginning. I don't think so, because the other feuds didn't need this, John. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Didn't need this, John.
I will say I do feel like we spent too long on the John Cena versus the fans dynamic. I wish that, especially starting with the Randy Orton feud, it was more about Randy versus John Cena, because it did feel like it was Randy wanting to beat Cena and Cena still feuding with the fans, and Randy just happened to be there, right? This feels, and we talked a little bit about at length during our predictions video, this feels like the real beginnings of the John Cena retirement tour. We are putting behind us the relationship of John Cena versus the fans, that being the motivating factor and the driving factor of every John Cena feud. Now it's John Cena versus the cast of Avengers coming together to save wrestling. And CM Punk seems to be the very first one to really bring that out of John Cena, to bring the Thanos level effect out of John Cena. And I hope that that's what we get moving forward, whether it's with an AJ Styles versus John Cena, maybe Roman Reigns returns. Dare I say, maybe we can get this type of story and this type of narrative with with John Cena and Cody Rhodes, which is where they're clearly intending on going. If they can actually like recreate some of this magic in the John Cena Cody Rhodes feud and not make it just about Cena versus the fans like it was going into WrestleMania 41, then it could be a good feud going into SummerSlam. I'm just glad that we're here. And you say, hey, I wish that we started here, that you don't fall under that camp. I kind of do, because it kind of feels like when we look at the John Cena retirement tour, if it keeps going this way, we're going to remember it as like, oh man, we could have had more of this good stuff. We wasted so many of the 36 dates on stuff that wasn't really landing with a lot of people. So I do wish we did start here. Honestly, I do wish we started here.
Just to throw another wrench in your little decision there, but I don't think you could unleash full John Cena on Cody Rhodes.
Sure.
You can't do that because he would have. I don't think Cody would have recovered if John obliterated him right out the gate. Like literally. I mean, maybe now that we saw what they could, like Cody could do, because remember, Cody was the one that was firing at John there. Remember?
Yeah.
He would say like those crazy things, and then John would just saunter away. I think they were saving it for this go around in SummerSlam, and we'll see if Cody Rhodes could withstand this. Because clearly CM Punk could, and the only way they made CM Punk not respond or say something was they had to knock him out via the Slim Jim table, brother. That thing has a plus 15.
It's got a
damage.
It's got a buff.
It got the buff, dude. Just like the fireball ladder, your speed going up. It goes
speed buff.
It's a little speed buff. You know what I mean? I'm fascinated. I'm on board here. I think the more I see of this John Cena, that hopefully he could tap into this a little bit more, is great for business, brother. It gets the people who are fans of John Cena, the actor, much more involved than John Cena, what he thinks he has become as a wrestler. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I think we're on board here. We obviously have our predictions here, but I do think it's interesting that you mentioned CM Punk having a program moving forward with Seth Rollins. I want to hear a little bit more about that. So you aren't exhausted on that storyline just yet. You'd like to see them explore this as early as SummerSlam?
Which one?
The Seth Rollins CM Punk. You mentioned that could be next for CM Punk. Seth Rollins.
I think that could be a great SummerSlam. I mean, their history is already there, right? They've already built the history since CM Punk rolling up, and it's festering so long. You could even, because if you think about it, you would give CM Punk a whole summer to deal with the Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman. So there's a lot of thread to go down that Seth Rollins doesn't even need to be there until the very end to getting up right to that SummerSlam. You can even wait till the go home where Seth Rollins finally shows up and they have a great promo against each other. I think there is a lot there. And where else can CM Punk go? Does that make sense?
No, that's true. I still feel like, the Paul Heyman betrayal hasn't really been explored enough and addressed enough. Yeah. I will say it does feel, especially on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, that Seth Rollins is just sort of in standby mode. He cut a promo that I thought was good, but really, when you listen to it, it's completely directionless. The man is talking about Cody Rhodes, about CM Punk. He's talking about LA Knight, about Penta, mentions John Cena. It was interesting, like in terms of the subject matter, but it was directionless. It was completely directionless. There's nowhere right now where WWE is pointing the gun named Seth Rollins to aim at. Yeah, there's the LA Knight thing that's potentially looming, but clearly WWE has bigger things already in mind for Seth Rollins, which is already a disservice to LA Knight before the feud even starts. But it almost feels like Seth Rollins is just sort of waiting. The character is waiting until he cashes this in. I feel like the Seth Rollins run as the top heel in the company doesn't begin until he cashes this thing in. That's how I personally am looking at it right now. And we probably have to wait till SummerSlam, until after Night of Champions, before Seth Rollins and this faction can truly be unleashed into the world. Because that 15-minute promo that they cut didn't advance anything. Like, genuinely, when you truly break it down, yes, it told us, hey, Seth Rollins is here. He's ever looming. He's got the briefcase. But it didn't advance anything or anyone else's storylines moving forward. So I do think that once the dust settles from everything that's going on in Night of Champions, we might have a little bit more direction for Seth Rollins, because right now I would say that he's fairly directionless.
And that's a bummer, right? It's a kind of a bummer that this person was already, Money in the Bank is such a great opportunity to start storylines. This one stalled out a little bit.
It definitely stalled the storylines. Yeah, I think they're just waiting for the right moment to reinsert Seth Rollins back into the equation. And it'll be huge when it happens, but it kind of puts one of our top stars in the company into stasis as we wait for the right moment.
I would say the good thing about it is luckily he has Paul, Braun, and Bronson to kind of keep his name around. Sure. Because when I see them now, I think of Seth Rollins. because he's there to do business. And my favorite thing is that Braun Breaker, for some reason, has turned into a dog. Like, I don't know how. All of a sudden, he's a dog. He barks at people when they walk in the door. He needs pets to be told that he's a good doggy when he does something right. But I think you're right. Again, I will say this: they are sticking their hand in too many storylines, and eventually everyone's gonna come together. Like they have LA Knight, Penta. It's clear as day. They're gonna set up a 6-man tag with all the people that they're going after.
Where? SummerSlam?
Don't know.
Like Raw? We like War Games is really far away. Well, where are we setting that up for? Because that was also a thing that I'm like, oh yeah, I guess they're setting something up in terms of a big tag match. But what, Saturday night's main event? Just
main event, yeah.
You could roll it there.
That'd be a great way to get more people on the card.
Sure.
I like that.
Sure,
yeah, book it.
Okay. Well,
send it to the Triple H. Send it. In terms of make it official.
In terms of getting people on the card, let's talk about Ron Killings real quick. Because he was part of the catalyst. Ron Unalivings, of course. He was one of the catalysts that led to the John Cena pipe bomb that we had, the homage. But it certainly felt like he was a side character that was instantly forgotten. Similarly to how he was a side character instantly forgotten, 14 years ago during the original pipe bomb. But I'm curious, is Ron Killings done in the main event scene? Was that it? Ooh. Was it just to set us up for this moment, and then now we're going to pivot to him versus Aleister Black, maybe him and Damian Priest, Wepa Bing Bong, all of that. Is Ron Killings done in this John Cena arc? Even though the match ended in disqualification. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hold it down, Sancho.
Wait, are you okay?
It was one of those sneezes that went into, like, my brain. Oh my God, bro, my eyeballs hurt. You ever had those? Oh,
I don't have weak eyeballs like you do.
Oh, whatever, you little bitch boy wrist hand. Whatever.
It hurts. Eyes.
That was a manly sneeze that almost popped my eyeball out. That's a real injury.
It hurts right here, Santi, and I can't grab things. It's like the corner of it.
No.
Yeah. But you know what? Goldberg sucks.
Okay, so Ron Killings, what do you feel is the play here? Because I think it's clear to me as day that the intention was clearly to not even have him around, and now Triple H was sort of forced to book him into the main event scene, even if it was just temporarily. And now they got to do something with him. They got to do something with him. He's around. He's got a new contract. And it looks like that new thing is Aleister Black. Are we done with Cena and Ron Killings?
Yes, he served his purpose, and he wasn't planned to be here. It's like, would John Cena's pipe bomb happen without Ron Unalivings? Absolutely.
Probably,
that was the play. That was where they were heading anyway, right? There's no doubt about it. There's no pivot like, oh, we have R-Truth still on our roster. Let's recreate the pipe bomb. No, it was just a happy accident that he was involved in both situations. So the way that match ended and the way that kind of Ron did he even have a segment talking about what happened? Was he upset?
Like,
no, right?
No,
no follow up, nothing, right?
Nothing yet. Nothing on like WWE, like social medias or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that. Or I mean, because he's been promoting his new single, which is great. I definitely love that. But beyond that, I feel that he's just gonna go down to the mid card. The great thing is that seeing him wrestle is that he feels like a different wrestler. He feels like a pro wrestler with some edge to him versus him being just a John Cena mimic. You know those Elden Ring mimics, the little things that pop up that help you along in that boss fight.
Yep.
You don't even know their names. You just want them to take all the damage.
Yep, they're your sponges.
Get him!
Yeah, but he goes out there, he interrupts the Aleister Black match, takes out which member of Pretty Deadly is that? Kit Wilson from Pretty Deadly.
Because Elton's hurt.
Yeah, I learned about that on that episode. Elton's hurt. Shout out to Elton Strong one more time. So I think, R-Truth is just going to maybe be one of those like lower mid card, maybe just a menace around that division. But I think it's, if anything, this is further proof that this isn't the work. Like what was the plan? Oh my God, this giant swerve that R-Truth is coming back just for us to put him back in the mid card because we don't really have anything else to do with him in the main event scene. A little bit of further proof.
a la Karrion Cross.
Who would you rather be right now, career-wise? Karrion Cross or R-Truth? Age aside.
Age aside, of course.
Yeah.
I'd rather be Karrion because my name has some heat to it right now. Like, I think Karrion has an opportunity to come back. If he does get, like, released, which I hope he does it, if he does get released, he could hold on to that moment he had after WrestleMania. And he has the ability to, he does documentaries himself. He shoots his own vignettes. So he kind of like, you know, when you're a content creator, you learn stuff along the way. You figure out, oh, if I could do this, I could do that. I have this template, this workflow. I think he has figured out a workflow for himself that would work in the indie scene. Like, he would instantly make any promotions production value go up just being around and cutting promos and things of that sort. And knowing that and knowing you know, what I'm capable of, I think he has a better, longer runway versus currently R-Truth, age aside. I think he's been part of the machine for so long. I don't know how he knows how to survive beyond the machine, right? He hasn't set himself up with like all the same bells and whistles that Karrion has. He does have a music career and things of that sort, but I would rather be Karrion Cross because eventually, if I build myself back up again, I could come back. Whereas if I was R-Truth, I could maintain, and I would probably be back as a legend or a Hall of Famer type of vibe. Whereas the Karrion, he could build himself back up, not to replicate Cody completely, but at least take a page out of that playbook for Cody Rhodes.
It's interesting. It's actually an interesting question. Like, where would you prefer to be professionally? Because we have R-Truth, a guy that his ceiling clearly has already been met. I think, like, we're going right back to the lower ceiling of the mid-card, but he scored himself a new deal. Karrion Cross has the potential to maybe break through a glass ceiling, but he doesn't have a new deal. His new deal is expiring. So where would you want to be? Would you want the ability to break through and get something bigger for yourself? Or you've secured the bag and now you can just sort of ride your fame and fortune for a little while until that contract is up? It is an interesting question. I personally would prefer the opportunity to earn something bigger if I'm a Karrion Cross, but yeah, you know, shout out to R-Truth for getting his bag, and now he's going to be in the mid-card because, like we've said and assumed, he was never planned to be in the main event scene. And I think he, like you said it perfectly. I think you said it exactly how it needs to be said. He served his purpose in the Cena CM Punk saga. Re-adding him again, I don't really think it adds anything, any more sizzle, any more spice to the John Cena heel run. I think it's already been served.
The unfortunate thing of R-Truth becoming Ron Unalivings is that we lose a sympathetic character for a heel to get more heat with. It's like you beat up R-Truth, then immediately, you know, you're hated. You get some like, oh, you suck. And then someone could save R-Truth. But now I think we're in uncharted territory with Ron Unalivings. Like, what's his goal? Where is he going to go? A mid-card title? And I know it's kind of a harsh thing to say as a fan. Like, we should just let Ron, whatever happens with Ron, happen with Ron. But if you bring him back, you got to bring him back and give him something to do. Don't just let him sit at catering. Get him go after somebody. Let him go after a goal. I mean, we had R-Truth, who had nothing to do, make himself valuable as a comedic character. But now he's sidelined that comedic side of him. What else are you going to do? You know?
I'm with you. I feel like R-Truth as a comedic character, you could do a lot more different things with him. None big, none of like major consequence, but he could fit everywhere. I feel like this Ron character has to be in the mid-card against certain specific guys. He can't have fun moments with guys that he'd never interact with. I think he's going to turn into more of what you would expect out of a traditional WWE superstar, you know, traditional feuds, storylines, etc. Will they be good? We'll see. But it's just interesting seeing how all of this has now shifted and we're kind of back to square one, but square one with him having more money. So good for him. That's it. Moving on here. Sticking with stuff happening in Saudi Arabia, we have the Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton feud. The never-ending feud for Tiffany Stratton. This thing has been going on all of 2025. I sincerely hope that this is the last time that we get Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton. Last woman standing match. I will say it is a perfect stipulation for a Naomi to cash in, potentially. Maybe? Question mark. By the way, that episode of SmackDown has more championship matches than the actual Night of Champions, which is hilarious to think about. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton. Does this excite you? Or I'm excited from the prospect that it's a last woman standing match. That'll be cool. And I'm excited for the prospect that this is it, that we can move on. We can give Tiffany Stratton like a definitive win. Her last win, the chair.
Sorry. Doesn't happen with Nia. Nia doesn't go away. Nia never forgets, and Nia will continue to keep harping on you no matter what. Nia would instantly have a feud with somebody, with Bayley if she wanted to, and keep chasing her. You can't get rid of Nia, dude. The only way you get rid of Nia is you give her the belt and she goes away to somebody else.
I feel like a last man standing, woman standing situation is a good way to get rid of somebody. That's usually like the end all be all of whatever.
If Naomi comes in. If Naomi comes in and does anything post, Nia will have a problem with it and says it's unfair, and she will face Naomi. That's what we're gonna get, brother. It's a never ending. It's the way she's booked. She's a heel that has a thorn on her, a thorn forever be on the side of everybody. It's not like a Drew McIntyre situation, right? Drew, you screwed me, Seth. It's not that situation. Is that the Nia? They do this to her because they're like, Nia could have been moved on to somebody else. But what do? Oh, Tiffy, you remember me? I'm here to tell you that no, you're not a real champion. Like, Nia, that happened like months ago. Where you been? That's all I gotta say. Mm-hmm. That's what makes me so fatigued of this, because it's like I've been here before. I played these games before, Santi.
Is that the Squid Game guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I watched it in Korean, so I don't know if that's what he said. Did you watch it in English? You pleb? You gotta watch it in the original Korean, brother.
I can't watch it in Korean because I have to watch it intently. I can't passively watch it.
Fair enough. That is true. That is actually very, very true.
Because you look down for a second, you're like, oh, what?
Yeah. How did we get here? Wait. Okay, so they've inserted Naomi into this. I have to imagine with the past 2 weeks involving Naomi, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, it would be logical to assume that we're going to have Naomi be involved in this. Do we just get a cash-in? Here's the thing. If Triple H intends on just doing these fake cash-ins every single week with Naomi, just cash it in and be over with it this Friday.
It dilutes her. It dilutes her so hard.
So hard, man. So, like, if you're going to do that, I'd rather you just cash in on the Friday and become champion that quickly, and let's just get rid of this plot device that you're clearly bad at booking, Triple H. All you're doing is damaging Naomi with all of these fake actions. Dude, when that report came out that that said that Triple H hates the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm like, oh yeah, all of that checks out. All of that makes sense with how he books it. His like payoff is good generally, but like, oh my God, bro, the lead up to the payoff has just always been so bad.
I hate to break it to you. It is not difficult to have a good Money in the Bank payoff. Just the cash-in's always going to be hyped.
Fair. 100%. I agree with you. It is the payoff is by default just good usually.
It's like in Star Wars, the lightsaber battle is going to be good no matter what we get there. You know what I mean? We're going to get it.
We got a little bit of Jar Jar Binks, but like once we get to Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul, you're going to you're going to forget about the Misa, whatever the fuck.
You're not going to worry about the booking of Star Wars until we get Darth Maul getting sawed in half, brother. Like, hey, that's what it is, dude. It's like people criticize George Lucas so hard about his story writing, but when it gets down to that lightsaber battle, like Revenge of the Sith, people are like, it's one of the best Star Wars movies. And I'm like, was it though? Or are you just thinking that lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin was the best? I would say it is fire. It's incredible. But everything leading up to that, Revenge of the Sith, is
Obi-Wan versus Anakin, or Darth Maul versus versus Obi-Wan and oh my God, who's Liam Neeson? Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, thank you. I count that as a whole fight. All of those 2v1. So good.
I saw an edit that was pretty fire that I'm gonna hold on to the rest of my life. Where when Qui-Gon closes his eyes and he meditates, and then he sees the entire future of Obi-Wan, and I was like, yeah, and then he sacrifices himself, knowing where the future was to go, and makes Qui-Gon like that kind of like, oh,
dude,
like
he's Seth Rollins. He took the chair shot. He
yeah,
took the chair shot.
Oh, dude, Seth Rollins said that in this promo. Remember, he's like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this, you wouldn't have that, you wouldn't have Cody Rhodes, you wouldn't have CM Punk. It's all because of me. Ha ha. So, to answer your question.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan. The handicap match.
Yeah. Dude, Darth Maul, man, that guy, he could have been something. He could have been the top star in the company. 100%.
He could have gone to 3 PLE cycles easy. But
they could have had him face Goldberg in his retirement match.
Easy. They buried him for what? For an Obi-Wan push. Come on, make it make sense. You're talking about a Padawan, an apprentice could beat a Sith Lord Master and Darth Maul? Get up out of here, dude. That dude had two dual lightsabers. Two. And what happened? What happened? Obi-Wan pulled a move that he never pulled out in his life, a force jump.
Dude, that should have been an illegal move. Illegal move. Just like the crane kick was an illegal kick in the Karate Kid. Johnny Lawrence should have won the All Valley tournament in '86.
Johnny Lawrence won them all, dude. Johnny could have had his own Karate Kid series. Easy. What did they do? They gave it to Ralph Macchio. And what does he do? What does Daniel LaRusso do? Go to Okinawa and hook up with somebody in Okinawa, and even though he has Elizabeth,
what's up with that, man? What's up with that? No one ever talked about that. What a scumbag! What a scumbag he was.
Scumbag.
Yeah, that's why I like Cobra Kai, man. That's a wrestling show. That actually is a wrestling show, and it demonstrates, Daniel is the scumbag.
Kicking a soccer ball with your friends and your girlfriend, and some kid out of nowhere comes in and tries to teach your girlfriend how to juggle a soccer ball.
Yeah. No, man. 4 letters, 1 word. Wepa. It's Wepa time at that point. Bing bong. 100%. We're throwing down. Johnny Lawrence he did nothing wrong. He was the victim.
Nothing wrong.
He was victimized in that entire movie series. Anyways,
he was a babyface the entire time, and LaRusso was the heel.
Dude. Adrenaline. Speaking of adrenaline or soul, Cody Rhodes advances to the King of the Ring, leading to us having Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Jey Uso is seemingly directionless right now. A lot of things had to happen just for the sake of giving us Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, a match that you could have just given to us. This is something that we talked about earlier today in the predictions video. Cody Rhodes did not need to win King of the Ring. Like, he just genuinely didn't. He already pinned Cena. He already was a champion for over a year. That is enough reason right there alone to run back John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. But, Cody is the golden child. He's the golden goose egg right now. WWE wants to make sure that they put Cody Rhodes in the forefront of as many things as possible. Back-to-back Rumble wins, back-to-back WrestleMania main events. Now a King of the Ring victory that he's inevitably going to get over Randy Orton. He just doesn't need this. One of the things that I mentioned is that had this been Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn, I feel like I might actually be going into this with a little bit more like, ooh, who's actually going to win this? Ooh. But if we've already seen Cena versus Orton, and I don't think that we're going to get Cena Orton SummerSlam. So, I mean, the most obvious thing here is Cody Rhodes winning and Randy Orton getting pissed and eventually leading to a proper feud between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, with this being the first bullet fired. Predictability. You know what? I've never necessarily hated predictability. If the best outcome is the predictable outcome, go with that. But I feel like they could have had several best outcomes here without going with just the predictable one, because you could still get to the predictable outcome of John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a separate way without, I don't want to use the word burning the King of the Ring, but it does feel that way, because we could have gotten what you're trying to get out of Cody Rhodes winning the King of the Ring without winning the King of the Ring.
It's interesting. I think there's a lot of fickleness between the fans.
Fickle.
If you see a Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in a tournament, would you assume that they would win?
If I saw, sorry, say the question again.
Cody Rhodes and Randy in a tournament bracket, you would think they would win, right?
Sure.
Wouldn't you want the marquee names to be the finals at the end of the day? A la you go to the NBA finals, you want to see the Lakers versus the Celtics. That's
I don't
what
know.
you want.
Sometimes you want to see a Raptors. Sometimes you want to see a Raptors versus Golden State.
My point is the WWE is no longer in the Raptors business. True. They're no longer in the Thunder business of the Oklahoma. Congratulations, Oklahoma. They're no longer in that business, buddy. They're in the Lakers and Celtics business. And that's why the whole choice of picking Cody over Jey is a bummer. Jey Uso was the macho man to Cody's Hogan. That's what it is, man. It's people. I love Macho Man. I love this dude to death. I love him, man. He's awesome. One of my favorites of all time. Jey Uso is going to be this guy to Cody.
He's pointing at Macho Man audio, listeners.
I'm pointing at Macho Man audio. There's a painting of Macho Man that I had someone make. Phenomenal painter. He's going to turn into that, dude. And that's the he's going to be a footnote in this entire situation. Because time and time again, it's weird because at the beginning of this whole conversation, I was not a believer in main event Jey Uso. But now that I started to believe, they swiped the rug right underneath me. And why? There was no signs that he was not doing well. Sure, his promos weren't the best, but they're not like train wrecks of a situation.
No, they're pretty train wrecky.
Okay, they're train wrecky, but it's because he does not get a cadence down with the audience, right? Where he goes, and they ignore him, right? There's like they're figuring this out slowly, but the issue is like it's the same situation with Seth Rollins, right? Seth Rollins became an entrance, the whoa and a chant. And it was hard for Seth Rollins to do anything interesting because he had to cater to that. He had to run out, do the woes on Monday Night Rollins, right? Couldn't do anything until he stopped doing that and started focusing on his futuristic vision version, the revolutionary guy, the revolutionist. Now we got something interesting with Seth Rollins. Jey Uso was slowly just becoming an entrance. Slowly he was. And we were forgetting the Thunderdome Jey Uso that I will hold on to forever. That's the Jey Uso they could recapture if they wanted to. But he was slowly becoming an entrance. And then it got worse, Santi, when they doubled down on that entrance. He was a double entrance. That is not, you can't do that. Okay.
Remember the GIF in movie night?
The thing about it is like, it's like, I don't know what the WWE saw numbers wise to say we need to slow down Jey Uso's momentum a hair. It wasn't merch. It wasn't crowd reaction. Could have been ratings. Did the ratings go down when Jey Uso popped out? Don't know. I don't look at that kind of stuff. I am perplexed as you are, Santi, that you gave Jey Uso back-to-back losses, and you gave him a loss to Cody Rhodes, to which Cody shrugged off the finisher that he beat Gunther with. And you made him go to sleep against Gunther. Mm-hmm. Make it make sense, Santi. How are you going to call someone main event if you keep making them lose in the main event when it matters the most, Santiago?
Okay, so how do we get him back to the main event? Like, what's the path? Like, obviously, we have Gunther Goldberg, match of our generation. Can't wait for this. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to see Goldberg as World Heavyweight Champion.
Don't do this. Don't.
Can't wait. But what's this is what I struggled to see. What is the plan for Jey Uso? And this is, let me preface by saying, when Cody inevitably beats Randy, I see the path for both of them. I see what you can do with Randy. I see that this could be the catalyst for a darker Randy. He gets pissed. He goes after Cody, sets up Cody versus Randy Orton as a proper feud. Jey losing, I don't know what that does for him. I don't know where that puts him. I don't know the direction of Jey Uso at the moment. Is it really just waiting for another number one contendership tournament for him to get a chance at SummerSlam? Or are we done with the Jey Uso experiment? Is it over? The match was solid, by the way. Like, it was actually like a really entertaining match. I don't know that I'm ready to give up on Jey Uso in the main event. I don't think that I am. But, like, how do we get back there is the question. He lost clean to Gunther. No shenanigans. Clean. Slept. And now, once again, clean. No shenanigans to Cody Rhodes. What's the play for main event Jey Uso? I don't see it. I don't know what it is.
Not just clean, brother. He used all of his firepower except the Uso splash.
Yeah.
He used everything. And it just says that you're not on my level, my guy. That's what Cody basically told him. At the same time, why even have Jey in the tournament if he's not going to even come close to winning it? If he's not going to the finals, I'm sorry, he shouldn't be in it. He should have just been on ice. Let us finally remember him. Let him be like, oh man, what if Jey was in this tournament? What possibly he could have done? He could have been. You would have people going like, he could have beat Cody in the main event. He could have beat Cody in the finals. He could have beat Randy. You had people would have been speculating what could have happened. But now we have our answers, and the answers is that Jey cannot beat Cody Rhodes at all. So what is that going to do with him? Are they going to send him down to that downward spiral? He's like, oh, I don't believe in myself. Oos. I don't have confidence in myself. Oos. I lost to Cody Rhodes. How am I going to be champion if I can't beat Cody Rhodes? Oos. The only payoff is he has to beat Cody later down the road.
But do you see that? Like, I don't see that.
And I hate being, I walked into this conversation and I just realized I'm wearing a Cleveland Brown shirt.
Wait, that's a Cleveland Brown shirt? It just looks like a yellow shirt.
It's just a yellow shirt. Cleveland Brown wears a yellow shirt.
Cleveland Brown, the character. Yeah. I thought you meant the football team.
No, Cleveland Brown, right? It's a Cleveland Brown shirt.
It is. My name is Cleveland Brown. You know, my teammates made a song about me to the Cleveland Brown song. You want to hear it?
Is it appropriate?
It is appropriate. It was because we had a game where I scored like 30 points, 0 assists, 0 rebounds.
On basketball.
I dropped 30, 0 assists, 0 rebounds. I think. Let me see if I can remember the song. Is my name is Santi Z, and I am proud to say that I'm a one-man show and simply the best. I score points and drop shots and still have great hair. I drive to the basket, but I'll never share. So now I'm on my way. I'm going NBA. You are all just a joke. This is the Santi Show. It's not bad, right?
And this is why you don't put me on the thumbnail. It's
your it's the Santi show, baby.
It's the Santi show.
Well, hey, next when you drop 30 without having to assist anybody or get any rebounds just because you're just a baller, then you can appear on the thumbnail.
All right, we'll just make this the Santi. I'll make a logo that says Santi is cool right now, just for you.
Santi is cool.
Santi's app is cool.
That's what the show should be moving forward. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. It's kind of a banger.
Thank you. It's not bad, not bad. Now we get to know more of the lore of Santi. But going back to the lore of Jey, you can't make him win the Royal Rumble again. You can't. The only shot now is Money in the Bank.
Which he should have, honestly, he should have won last year. I feel like that was a better accolade to give him over the Royal Rumble.
True.
But here we are.
Yeet in the K sounds amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. He was in the poster. He was holding it with the Yeet glasses. And I think the case said Yeet. Yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeet in the case or Money in the
Yeet? Yeet in the, Yeet in the bank, I think, maybe? You said Yeet in the case. I think you meant Yeet in the bank.
Or Money in the Yeet.
Money in the Yeet. Or Money Yeet Bank.
Yeet in the Yeet. Yeet in the Yeet.
The fruit of the loom. Yeet of the loom. Yeet of the Yeet.
Yeet squared. Remember, he's going to start using the word gooner a couple of years from now. I predict this.
All right. I can't believe we're over an hour into this show, and we haven't talked about LA Knight. Dude, what's going on? Brother got tsunami'd into oblivion.
Oh, why do you always focus on the negative? Focus on the positive. The LA Knight got a segment with Paul Heyman.
Got cooked on the mic by Paul. Got absolutely. No, I'm kidding. He was good. He was great.
He was great. And you know what it showed to me, Santi? That we belong. We belong. Cody versus Jey. It showed Jey did not belong on Cody. He's not on Cody's level. But here, LA Knight belonged standing across the ring from Paul Heyman. And isn't that something? Wow. Where we were wondering where it's for LA Knight. The LA Knight is dead in the water. But no, there's life, brother. I just got an order for 100 bottles of glaze. And you know who was addressed to? Santi's app, baby.
Oh,
it's to
man.
you.
Thank
Who
you.
knew? You're my #1 customer of LA Knight fandom. I see your Instagram reactions. I see your TikTok reactions. Get all excited, like, hey, it's pretty good for LA Knight. But then you come here and you show, oh, no, I cannot show Sancho that I love LA Knight as well. Because it's true. LA Knight is going to go away for a while because he got tsunami to death. And just like Seth Rollins, it's the Seth Rollins play. back to back, get tsunami, not that many, get tsunami, and then you come back and you state your claim. The issue is are they going to let him get any wins over this new faction? Probably not. But you know what? It's par for the course for LA Knight fans. It's as if you get served a steak. Is it the best steak in the world? No. By gosh darn it, at least I'm fed and I got a roof over my head and clothes on my back, my guy.
I think part of the issue here, though, is that it almost feels like, not almost, they definitely are already looking for things beyond LA Knight for Seth Rollins, which I've already alluded to, kind of does a disservice.
So many times. I get it. You hate LA Knight.
Dude, it's not me. It's WWE, brother. It's just what it is. I'm just pointing out what I see. You know, Seth is already talking about other guys. Seth is already has eyeballs for the OTC, for CM Punk, maybe John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and all of those are just, they're bigger draws than LA Knight. You know it. I know it. WWE knows it.
Seth Rollins is going to talk about Jordan Love next. You know what I mean? The Packers and Jordan Love. Like, wait a minute. LA Knight's sitting right here the entire time. I think it starts, if this ends with LA Knight being on Raw, whether he beats Seth, whatever, I'm happy. Because you know why? He could be the IC title holder, and I'm happy.
Oh, is that the ceiling? You don't see LA Knight versus Gunther as a possibility?
No. Eventually, it starts with the IC title. All right, he has to hold it there. Then he goes to the heavyweight.
But he already did his time with the Midcard championship, don't you think? He was a solid United States champion.
But that's not the IC title, baby. The IC title is much more prestigious than United States. Don't act like it's not. Don't act like it's
Dude,
not.
who was the last person to go from US title to world champion? Because Gunther at least went IC title to world champion. Let me figure this out. Like genuinely.
I can think of Edge.
List of United States champions. Yeah, but that was the WCW. Cena, yeah, but a long time ago. Okay, hang on.
Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns.
I bet it's somebody obvious that's recent.
I just said two.
I know, but like, is there anybody more recent? Okay, so Jacob Fatu, nothing yet. LA Knight, nothing yet. Shinsuke Nakamura, nothing yet. LA Knight again, nothing yet. Logan Paul, nothing yet. Rey Mysterio, nothing. Austin Theory, nothing. We thought it was going to be Theory, right? They did the U.S. title run, Money in the Bank briefcase. It was there, but no.
And then Vince left, so there you go.
Here it is, Seth Rollins. But does that count? Because he's not really. He didn't need that to catapult himself to the U.S. to the world title.
Same as Roman and Dean.
Yeah, I would say no. Bobby Lashley's run in 2022, that was a downgrade because that was after his WWE Championship run. So no. Then there's Theory again. Finn Balor, nothing yet. There it is. Damian Priest. Damian Priest, Wepa. 2021, Wepa Bing Bong. United States champion, a very forgettable U.S. championship run, by the way. I remember being like, this sucks. Nearly 200 days as U.S. champion, and it wasn't until 3 years later where he would become the world heavyweight champion.
Was he with the Judgment Day at that time?
No, he was babyface here. This was shortly before he joined the Judgment Day.
Archer of Infamy.
He was Archer of Infamy. This is like Damian Priest in the Thunderdome, Damian Priest in the zombie match era.
Question: can you pull up the Intercontinental and let's go down this?
Sure. I think the Intercontinental is just as bad, but Gunther kind of fixed it.
We shall see. All right, you see this title, Daniel? You see this title, Daniel? Can't forget what it is.
All right, so
I make this title matter, Daniel. Okay, go ahead.
Actually, I guess I lied. There's literally a super recent one in literally Jey Uso. Jey Uso, IC title, world champion. Braun Breaker, inevitable, right? IC title, world champion. Before that, Sami Zayn, I see him, world champion soon. Gunther.
Oh, Karrion doesn't.
Is kind of the one who kind of brought it back, right? Gunther brought back the importance of the IC title, and then champion. And then before that, it wasn't great. We're looking at Ricochet, Nakamura, Apollo Crews. Oh, there's Big E. Big E, he had his IC title run, wins Money in the Bank, and then cashes in. Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, none of those really count. They were already made names.
AJ made it and became a champion. Was that before or after? I think AJ was IC first, right?
No. He became
the other way around.
Yeah, other way around. And same with Jeff Hardy, he was champion before IC. So yeah, I mean, like Gunther really brought it back. And now since winning the IC title matters a lot more than the US championship for sure.
I think you should remove this Jey Uso stuffy behind you.
The big shots. Why?
Because Jey Uso clearly doesn't belong in the main event with the Undertaker and
Dominic.
Dom.
Yo, speaking of Dom, his match against AJ Styles has been canceled. On-screen injury. You believe he has a broken corazón, broken heart. I can only make the assumption that he maybe just doesn't want to travel to the Middle East right now. Things are kind of hectic over there, obviously, to put it mildly. But I'm actually kind of glad that this match was canceled. If I'm being frank with you, and my name isn't even Frank, it's Santi. There was no story here. It just sort of felt like another shoehorn Dominic Mysterio IC title match with little to no tender love and care. I feel like they could run this again at Saturday night's main event with a little bit more story, a little bit more pizzazz, more promos between the two, because it just felt like it was going in there as a lifeless match that's just there for the sake of padding out the PLE card. I'm actually glad this got canceled. What are your thoughts?
You can't have AJ Styles being part of two bad feuds, and it would have been his back-to-back, Logan being one and then this one. Then you'd be like, who else can he work with? Clear as day that AJ his time is coming to a close. He said so himself, and he has 2 years left, but you still want him to leave on his best note. And considering that Logan feud, even the match itself wasn't that great, right? If you look at Dom and AJ, would it have been a great? Maybe, but it would have been a lot of shenanigans. Right? The Judgment Day would have been there to protect Dom. So we all know that AJ would have probably lost. I still think the play for AJ, and I know he's been told this plenty of times, is to go after the TNA championship.
Oh yeah.
Go after that, dude, because there you would be the king of the castle in TNA on Thursday night. There you can even appear on the main roster with that belt. And if they wanted a true collaboration between WWE, have your TNA champion be on WWE and be a factor, be a legacy member that has respect in the WWE and carrying TNA gold on his. It'd be so sick, dude. I think that'd be so unique and it'd be so exciting, and it would make the WWE feel global. You know, they already have Los Garza being the AAA tag team champions. I'm excited to see if they show up on SmackDown with those belts.
I don't think so.
Just saying, it'd be cool.
It would be cool. I agree.
If they have the knockout champion at the time, Jordan Grace, show up to Royal Rumble, and Joe Henry show up with the title, it'd be cool to have the TNA on weekly television beyond NXT. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, AJ, there's greener pastures out there, brother, and you see it. Just do it, man. Just go out there.
What about Dom? What changes with Dom? That Liv Morgan injury really, in my opinion, puts a giant wrench in everything that they were doing with everyone in the Judgment Day, with Roxanne Perez, with Dominic Mysterio. I don't know that the Roxanne and Dominic Mysterio thing, that can last for 7 months as we wait for Liv Morgan, you know? I almost feel like they shouldn't even explore that yet. Maybe wait until a little bit closer for Liv Morgan to come back. Maybe after a couple of months of Roxy endearing herself first with Raquel, then maybe goes back after Dominic Mysterio when we're closer to Liv Morgan coming back. Because trying to run the Roxy, trying to seduce Dominic Mysterio, win his heart, whatever it might be, win his corazón, 7 months is a long time to carry that. A long time to carry that.
This is the problem with WWE booking, is why do they shelve the character completely? They didn't shelve Dom when he was hurt at that one point. He was in a sling. So why shelve Liv for so long, right? Keep her around. Let her kind of be like this person that Dom has to wait on her hand and foot. And then eventually let Roxy be that person just slowly creeps in and bend the ear of Dominic Mysterio. Look, dude, she's treating you bad and this and that. And he's I need to. Right? No, I need to be with her because, she's hurt.
It's my güerita.
My güerita, that type of stuff. And let that fester behind the scenes, because Liv is such a great person backstage that let her be a heel like Chelsea Green, healing in front of the camera with the mask and everything. That eventually, Liv could go away when she's about to be ready. But that character should stick around until the next launch point where Roxy does take over. Not necessarily taking Dom's hand, but maybe Finn goes, you need to go home, you're losing it, you're not healing right, this is wrong, just go home. and I'm the leader of the, like, there's so many things they could do, but you can't take that piece off the board early. You could explore some things with it because it's clear as day, like you mentioned, that they cannot sustain a story. It literally went nowhere where Roxy's like, oh, I got a match. Oh, yeah, Roxy has a match tonight. And Dom's like, oh, really? Okay. And then he doesn't show up for the match. So it's like, well, what are we doing? Clearly, if you want to be sleazy, Dom would fall for Roxy, right? That's a play that's available. But I think that play lasting for 7 months, eventually he would just stay with Roxy by the end of that 7 months when Liv comes back. And that would make Liv a face, right? That's what happens if you do that. Or do you want to keep her a heel? That's
I think we can start to wrap things up here.
Oh, you turned it into a little pumpkin.
Hey, we already did 40 minutes in the
little pumpkin
for the predictions.
Santi Zap is cool and tired.
We're not done. We still got to do our new heat order. You ready? You got it pulled up?
Ready? Dun, dun. They're looking for. Did we cover everything?
Everything worth covering. Everything else that we would have talked about is over in the predictions video.
Dude, Raquel, I'm telling you, dude.
She's looking great.
Chemistry.
Sean and Brett.
Dude, I could barely write with this hand, Santi.
Oh my God.
It hurts so bad. And I got arms on Wednesday. Oh.
You have an arm day, a whole arm day at the gym?
No, like this is the majority of the workouts for arms.
Okay.
It's a pull day.
Pull day, all right.
Yeah. I just do a bicep curl.
Just bicep curls, that's it.
And then I do this. I stand in the mirror and just do this, and like take all the heavy weights, and then throw them back on accident.
You you use up all the plates on the leg press just to do ankles.
Yeah,
I hate when people do that.
When you could go to the machine over there, the calf machine that's right over there. Dude, there was some girl I saw. She had 500 pounds. I was like, good Lord. And here I am. With
Good
like
form?
Good form.
Good form. Wow. Beast. Yeah.
Dude, she was doing farmer's carry with 50 kettlebells in each hand.
Damn.
Yeah. I was like, don't hurt me. Are you using squat? No, you can use it. Go ahead.
That's the Rhea Ripley effect, man.
Read some books. Shout out to Nikki Blackheart, by the way. Put us on the story of her IG. We did a little short of Nikki Blackheart saying she's a cool gal. Put us on her IG story. Gave me a follow on IG. Gave you a follow on IG. Early. We're early. Diamond hands, brother.
Diamond hands.
Diamond
Get to the new heat order. Get to it.
Hold on, man.
Who's booking this? Put on the lotions and the creams.
Triple H is booking this because I'm hurt going into new heat order. All right. Last week in our new heat order, we had at number 10, my arm, Naomi, at 10, 9, Rusev, 8, CM Punk, 7, LA Knight, 6, Asuka, number 5, Randy Orton, number 4, Jey Uso, number 3, Ron Lamins, 2, John Cena, and 1, I thought that said Gold Dust, but it says Goldberg.
One, it's John Cena, obviously.
Yes, it's John Cena. John Cena.
Do we just put Punk at 2?
No, I mean, yes, he was a part of it, but he just laid there.
We put Claudio Castagnoli.
Put Matt Cardona. Number 2, let's see. Okay, out of the Cody Advance, and Jade Cargill Advance. Do they earn the top 10?
Cody has to be. Randy Advance as well. Asuka Advance.
That happened last week. All that happened last week. This week.
Randy advanced on Friday.
Oh, that happened last week.
It happened on this cycle. I hate you. You're like Karrion. Got him.
Yes, let the hate flow. Okay. So out of those 4, who's higher?
Cody probably.
Cody at 3?
Yeah. Well, who do we have at 2?
Nobody. I'm leaving that open. It's like when you do those blind rankings. You know, you're like, I'll leave my second slot open. I'll put Cody at 3.
Well, who do you thinking for 2?
I don't know yet. I'm just taking care of the business of the new order, which those you don't know is like the buzz who we're excited to see next. I'm not excited to see Cody at Night of Champions.
It's not about you. It's about everybody.
It's about us, you and me. You and me.
What about Goldberg at number 2?
I'm putting Goldberg at 7.
This seems like a very big drop from 2. We didn't negotiate that.
Okay,
3.
Let's figure out where the King and Queen qualifiers finals.
Okay, it seems like we're pretty mid on them. So why not just do 5, 6 on Cody, Jade?
Okay, Cody, Jade. What about Asuka and Randy?
Probably 7, 8.
Okay, I'm gonna put Asuka ahead of Randy because she's back. I'm writing first names only because my hand.
He's in too much pain.
Too much pain. Any love for Jey Uso this week? Is he off the new?
I'll give love to Penta.
I'll put Penta at 9.
Sure. No, I'll give love. I'll take that. Love to Penta. Great match with Braun Breaker.
No. Don't touch me. No, don't touch me. No. It was a great match. Great match. Can I put in the bidding, sir? I forgot who I was going to put in the bidding. Dang. Keep talking.
Gunther?
Yeah, great promo. Can I put him at 4?
Yeah, okay. Throw him on there. I thought he had a great promo. I think you have to throw CM Punk at 2. I think you do.
I put him at 3.
Okay, that's fine, but we don't have a 2. And I know
there was somebody in the back of my mind that I was like, ooh, that should be Karrion Cross at 2, bro.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll give you Karrion Cross at 2. Yeah, I'll give you Karrion Cross at 2.
Success. 3. What was you? Who did you say? What
Punk.
was his name again? Phil
Brooks.
Phil.
We need that feud. We need that feud. Punk and Gunther. Phil.
Gunther, I eat guys for you for breakfast. I am the best in the world. Phil, you're not on my level. I am the best in the world. We'll see about that, Phil. Anyway, number 10, sir. Any love for Charlotte versus Chelsea? That was a surprisingly good match.
Yeah.
Where Piper destroyed Charlotte with that senton.
Yeah, that senton was scary.
LA Knight, any love for LA Knight?
I mean, I'd go with anything. Oh, the promo was big. Yeah, go LA Knight. I was gonna say either LA Knight or Bronson Reed. The promo was bigger though, I'd say.
For LA Knight, I will write this whole name. Here you go.
Not LA.
Here we go. Number 10, LA Knight. Number 9, Penta. No. Number 8, Jey. Number 7, Asuka. Number 6. What did I write? No. Number 7, Asuka. Number 6, Jey. Number 5, Cody. See, I couldn't write Cody Rhodes. Number 4, Gunther. Number 3, CM Punk. Number 2, Karrion. Couldn't even write my own king, Karrion Cross there. Number 1, Jey. Yeah. See, what if John Cena brought back Mr. Roberts?
Oh God, don't like him. Don't like him. No.
You're gonna see him when you go to AEW.
I know, but I don't like him as a ring.
Hashtag ad when you go to AEW.
I'm not sponsored.
Adrenaline. Okay, favorite wrestler you're looking forward to seeing an AEW actual wrestle, like like someone that you know that's gonna be in.
That's advertised. I would like to see an MJF match. I feel like I didn't get a proper good MJF match.
You won't either because he's part of Hurt Syndicate.
I know. You know what? I'd like to see AEW Ricochet.
Oh,
That's what I'm most excited to see when I go.
That's pretty good.
Hopefully he's
Good
there.
pick.
Hopefully he's there.
No Speedball. You already saw Speedball.
I've seen Speedball. I've seen Speedball. Ricochet, I don't think I've seen. Oh no, I saw him at SummerSlam 2019, but like I had bad seats. This time I'm gonna be like right beside the ring. I'm gonna be able to sniff his bald head.
Are you gonna have a sign?
Maybe I'll just bring a wrestling is cool sign.
A lot of people. Why don't you just wear the shirt?
That's true. I could do that. Fine, no sign. That's what you've done. You've ruined my fun. You took my fun and you took it and you stomped on it.
It would have looked weirder if you had a wrestling is cool sign versus actual merch you have.
I know. What if
wrestling is cool?
You know what? I'm gonna say no Sancho in the thumbnail. That's gonna be my sign. Yeah, you're never getting on the thumbnail. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. An extra special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons who got to hang out with us and watch Nacho Libre. We won Karrion Cross, more Karrion Cross screen time. One Santi Glazer, number one Santi Glazer, Jacob Kufis. He brought a sign. He said, "I love Santi." First patron, Crazy Dude. Cool. Yeah, Aiden S. What?
It started main event, right? That's where it was?
I think it was SmackDown. I don't know. Either way, he brought us on. Aiden S. Albreem Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex, Alfie the Chosen One, All Hail Dirty Dom, Alan the Teflon Don, American Nightmare, Cody Lander, Andrew S., Antonio Arjona, Antony, Arbach, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Ashley, Asperlitz, Ozzy Kingslayer, Ozzy Hogland, Authentic Chocolate, Bailey Saunders, B Hostile, Blue Cord, Bluefish, Bobby, Bradley, Brady Keaton, Brandon Richards, Brian Flores, Bryce Bird, Bugs Love Wrestling.
That was Bugs Life.
Yeah. Caleb Parker, Cameron Waring, Cameron Talks WWE, Carlos Gonzalez, CB, Cena, Cody, Double Turn and Mania, Chancho, I need to borrow your sweats. You guys, movie night, guys. You guys got to join us. Chimchar Collectibles, Chris Butner, Lucas, Chimchar's Easties, Christian. Wait, not Chimchar. What did I? Oh my God, I'm lost. Chimchar Collectibles, Chris Butner, Lucas, Chris Estes, Christian, Chucky Gonzalez, Clay, Colby Mayo, Cool Whip Tim,
Cool Whip,
Corey King, Dalton Dunbar, Danny Lamp, Darren Dunstan, David Nelson, Dennis Jamie, Derek Barnhart, Devin Geards, Digi, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, Drew Peeballs, Dumsky, Dylan Areola, Sean, Edger Nation, Eduardo Avila, El Joshi, Ellie or Eli. It's either Ellie or Eli Bailey, El Sapin, Eric Crosby, Eric Ruiz Romero, Aaron Thorne, Ice Edge, King of the Ning. Such a dumb joke, because did you hear Sami Zayn in his promo, instead of saying King of the Ring, he said King of the Ning during his promo on SmackDown? Anyways.
Do better, Ice Edge.
Fitching with Papa J, Flesher Walpole, FMFCMA, Forever Wrestling, Freezer, Fug, Nugs, Gamerscape, Garrett Woods, Gavin Martin, Giovanni Gonzalez, Gilbert Deans, Goatman of Cheese, Goose Lesnar, GXA Man, Heartfelt, Heath Robertson, Henry Vamone, like Ramon, but with Vaquer. Okay, all right. Hey Shakes, Hoodie Cam. I'm Rick James, bitch. Ian McNugget. If Oldberg wins the world title, I shave my head. I'm Braun Strowman. Isaiah Rodriguez. Issa says Blake Monroe is a better name than Santi. What the fuck? It's Mista. It's Astro Kid, Ivan Ramirez, Jack Gibley, Jack Harris, Jackson. This is Sancho. I call this section where all the Jacksons go and all the Jacks go up against each other. This is the Jack-Off section, I believe. Jackson Parrish, Jacob Fat 2, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Pena, Jacob Staffel, Jaden Solomon Jones, Jacob Chavoya, Jason De Dios, Jason Vane, Javier Rodriguez, Jalen Steele, Javion McDuffie, Jay Angel, JC Worley, Gene Carlos Capellan, Jeremiah Finley, Jeremiah Kelly, Jahihi Ahihi, JJ J-Man, Joe Velez, Joe Romig, Johnny Moore, Johnny Owens, Jordan Lynch, Joseph Bryan, Josh Musto, Joshua Tipton, Juicy J, Juliana Sarfi, Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Caleb Martin, Caleb Bega, Keon P, Kuwaiti Rick Bugs, Kyrie Lawrence, Kyle P, Feature Productions, LA Night Glaze all over my body, Let's Go Sancho, Santi Sucks, Liam, Life of Brian, Lil Shifu, Luis Jimenez, Luke Parker, Mark, Marnie YCSM, Matthew Dollar, Matthew Oberg, Matthew Watkins, Mossy, McQueen, Mackay, Meredith Lee, Michael Carlson, Michael Purnell, Michael Paz, Michael III, Michael Vera, Miguel Paredes, Mikey Rada, Mitchell X, Muhammad Albanai, Mr. Iguana Stockholder, My Dad Left to Go Get a Finn Balor Singles Push, Nathan Tully, Nicholas Kyle, Nighthawk 23, Nino Ray, NyQuil Pad, Noah Booth, Noah Burton, Obi Nobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obion 0012, Oil Up Now, Santi 69, Oliver Hammond, Susama Wad, Pat R, Pat McMark, Pig Nuts, Pimkoff, Rody, Prince Vegeta, Proceed with Caution, Puke 1904, Puppet Spanker Johnson, Randy Cooper, Ross of All Daddies, Reacher, Reaper God, Reese, Rick Mar 1R, Ricky Dutcher, Robert Holder, Robert Rogers, Ruben Sanchez, Riley, Sam Dukes. Sancho doesn't get a safe space. Sancho's opinions over Santi's opinions. Santi is Mr. Iguana. Santi is our 17-time podcast champion. Santi lives in Canada. Ha 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 ha. Sauce God, Saudi Rick Bugs, Savage Bay, Screamo Scott, Semba, Seymour Butts, Shaggy WWE, Shane, Shitstain Nakamura, Sibcot, Sir Alberton, Slime Manny, Slowtoke Rodriguez, Stephanie Dellaray, Stephanie Vacker lookalike contest in my bedroom, Stephen Corby, Super Malachi Galaxy, Taco Bullfish, Taman Bryan, Tanner Cloudis, the 17-time WWE Undisputed Dumbass Sir Nightmare, the Final Pebble, the Immortal Snail Hogan, I'm coming for you, Santi, the Vanilla Joe Rillo, the Final Boss Bloodline Rules, Toasty, Tobias Burnett, Tom Maserati, or Tom Aserati, I don't know. Trent Ed, Trevor Harder, Two Slapped Cupid, Tycho, Tyler Logan, Tyler McGarry, V. Charles, Vegan Penguin, Venom, Viva Dom Raza, Juan Pablo III, What's Up, clearly not TKO because they don't want to be cool, White Mexican, William Newton, Xavier D. Lewis, Zaxmira, Deadshot, Yo Girls Account, You Stupid, My Reeves, Zach Griffin, Zach Hewitt, Zachary Tyler Blasio, Zach Butcher, Zach Constancio, Zayn 2K, Zeke Love, Zergzito, and Lord BBNJ. Thank you all so very much for watching this week's episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. Tell a friend about us. You guys take care. Be wonderful people. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.